very much, and thank you very much to NET24 for organizing the webinar, and also to the agents and representatives of higher education institutions in Serbia for participating in this webinar. We hope that we will present today Serbia as a study destination, but also that we are going to answer some of the questions and dilemmas you might have regarding the life in Serbia, costs of life, and challenges the foreign students might face. It is very important for me to say that representatives of different higher education institutions from Serbia that are going to be presented in the presentation are here with us. So the colleagues can also answer specific questions related to their study programs later on, or add something if I do not present well enough the study programs from the higher education institutions. We decided to have one joint presentation in order not to have too many slides if we go with the specific ones. And of course, we will leave some time for the discussion. Great. So I will start from the beginning. Serbia is like any other country in the Central Eastern Europe. So we have a higher education system that is fully aligned with the Bologna process principles. We apply the accreditation standards that guarantee the quality in the area of higher education. And of course, if you would like to know more about our higher education system, you can read at the Eurydice pages and get to know it. But in general, what is very important to say is that we also use ECTSs as European Credit Transfer System in order to present the workload necessary to study a particular study program in 1 year. And that all the study programs that are going to present it today have been accredited at the national level with the national accreditation body. Some of them have even been accredited or recognized furthermore by some international organizations, which I'm going to stress. Today, I'm not going to speak about all the possible study programs that can be taught in English, but we're going more to focus in the areas that the agents expressed interest in, like medicine, engineering, economics, and business studies. When it comes to the duration and levels of study, you can see the first cycle, bachelor studies, lasts usually 3 or 4 years. It's more often 4 years in Serbia than 3 years. While master academic studies are from 1 to 2 years, and the PhD studies last 3 years. Of course, there are other possibilities, but we are not going to go into too much details in bachelor applied studies or master applied studies. So we are going to concentrate on the academic studies today. But of course, if the agents have an interest and would like to know more or are looking for a particular study program, we can, of course, tell you about that and send you the information. Serbia is also recognized in various international rankings. And you can see here that the University of Belgrade is among the top 500 universities in the world and one of the best ranked universities in the Central and Eastern Europe. University of Novi Sad is also included into the Shanghai ranking. So both universities that are here present today are really the best universities our country has to offer, and better universities of some other, maybe in some other parts of Europe. When it comes to other types of ranking, you can see also Webometrics recognizes the University of Belgrade as the 8th university in Central and Eastern Europe. Of course, different criteria are applied to different rankings, but this can show you that really if the students go to the universities that we are presenting today, they're really going to get the knowledge that is recognized fully by other countries, and they will not have a problem in getting the job. In some subject fields, we excel. These are food science and technology, as well as medical and life sciences, as you can see. Also, some other universities in Serbia not present today, like University of Kragujevac, are also very well ranked. Some of them are going to introduce medical studies in English. So we will have even a better offer of study programs in English in the year to come. Study in Serbia initiative is like any other Study in Serbia initiative. What is particular is that it is supported by our Ministry of Education, by the government, as the initiative. It is also implemented by our organization, Foundation Tempus. And what we try to do, we try to provide the general information about the possibilities to study in Serbia, but also the specific details you need about particular study programs and study opportunities. What we do, we issue every year a Study in Serbia catalog for the upcoming academic year. So we expect that in February, we are going to publish the Study in Serbia catalog for 2023-24. But some information that is going to be presented in this catalog is going to be included in this presentation. So you will have the latest information in front of you. And of course, the catalog is based on the subject areas that exist in higher education. At the same time, we are responsible for the Studies in Serbia website. That is also a database of learning opportunities in Serbia, where you can find the information about many more study programs. About 160 study programs can be taught in English, but we are not going to speak about all of them today. And also, there are some practical tips like guidance on how to find accommodation, open a bank account, and if you have initiative that your students might need some other guidance in some other areas, we are ready to provide it. I understood that NET24 suggested that we have questions and answers at the end. Or do you want that we answer as we go, perhaps?
It could depend on you also, because as I'm seeing in the Q&A section, you can also type. So, but in general, I would suggest that we can read the question out, so everybody can also listen. What do you think?
Okay,
so,
I would suggest definitely that maybe we go into particular questions that require maybe discussion at the end. My colleague Vedrana, who is here today, can answer to some general questions the agents have as we go that are more, how to say, technical. But if there are any specific questions that require long answer, maybe it is better to leave them at the end, because I'm going to present also the prices of study programs, and it may happen that someone will ask about the price, so it will come later.
Yes, wonderful.
Thank you. So regarding webinars and video materials, we also organize webinars for international students. And the upcoming webinar for the international students will be organized next week on Friday, so in 8 days' time. And it is open to any potential international students, so you can also share the information with them. And if you would like to promote study in Serbia, we have developed some specific video materials. We are going to add video materials related to all main subject study programs taught at the bachelor level. So we are going to fill the list. We are also going to publish these video materials on the Study in Serbia website, so that the agents, when they do promotion, also can have some specific material already developed for study in Serbia. I will start about some basic facts about the study programs and the school year. There are usually 5 examination periods within one study year, but only one intake for bachelor studies. So the beginning of the academic year is on the 1st of October when it comes to the bachelor studies. The master studies can start later on in October, even in November. It depends. The PhD studies as well are more flexible, but with the bachelor studies, the start of the first academic year is on the 1st of October. Therefore, normally the entry exams are organized in June, or and some faculties are also more flexible to organize some sort of like introduction to the entry exam or some sort of it earlier, if there is a sufficient number of candidates, which we can discuss later. When it comes to the costs of living, you can see that accommodation varies. To rent an apartment in the center of Belgrade with several bedrooms, it's much more expensive than this. Usually students share apartments and then they pay the amount that is listed here. In some smaller cities, like for instance, Novi Sad, Kragujevac, it is possible to rent an apartment for a little bit less. But in the center of Novi Sad, in the center of Belgrade, this is more expensive than on the slide. So it depends of the students to really see what is best for them, and they can find the guidance on the Study in Serbia website. The University of Belgrade is the biggest and the largest university in Serbia. As you can see, it has almost 100,000 students and 31 faculty, 11 scientific research institutes, and 8 specific centers. So it's a very big higher education institution. This is why today with us are the representatives of the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, Medical Studies, and Faculty of Economics and Business, who are also here to reply to your questions. We know that the medical studies are traditionally maybe the most popular ones among the foreign students. As you can see, the Faculty of Medicine, University of Belgrade has a very good practice in teaching medical studies in English. They have up to 100 places at the moment for the potential foreign students. So this is definitely recognized, and they have a tradition of teaching in English, even specific teachers that deal with teaching in English. So it's not that anyone who is teaching in Serbian will also teach in English. So you can really know that the faculty is very experienced in this. What is important to say, and what the foreign students told us, what they like particularly about the medical studies in Serbia is the fact that they will develop practical skills, so that they are also going to do their exercises and other activities in the university hospital or Institute of Mental Health or some other health institutions in Novi Sad as well. So this is important to stress. So it's not just about getting the theory, but also increasing the practical skills necessary to perform the job one day. Here are some basic informations about the prices. As you can see, the price for 1 year of the bachelor studies is 7,000 euros. There is a small application fee to pay, which is obligatory for all the students. And these are integrated studies like in all other countries. The medicine lasts 6 years in Serbia, while master programs, of course, also exist and are also offered by the faculty. I'm not going to go into too many details. I do not know whether you will have some candidates for master, because most of agents mentioned to me that they're mostly interested in bachelor programs, but public health, bioethics, physical activity, health, and exercise therapy are also offered by this faculty. There is also the possibility to study doctoral sciences at the University of Belgrade, and the price is around 2,500 euros per year, as you can see. So there are different aspects of medicine that your candidates can specialize in. Now we're coming to the Faculty of Medicine, University of Novi Sad. This faculty is located as the whole University of Novi Sad in Vojvodina province in Serbia. And I would like to say that also this faculty has a very rich tradition in teaching studies in English. Medical degree of Doctor of Medicine is one that is offered. But also there is the possibility to study the integrated academic studies of dentistry. So this is also a very important possibility for the foreign students, and they really have a very good conditions for studying in these study programs. When it comes to the prices, it's similar to the Faculty of Medicine in Belgrade, but it's a little lower. So some 6,500 euros for 1 year of the study program taught at the bachelor level. Faculty of Mechanical Engineering of the University of Belgrade is also a very important higher education institution. It is the oldest and the largest educational and scientific institution in the area of mechanical engineering in the Balkans. They have premises that really allow increasing the number of the students and the space to do it, and the significant resources in terms of labs, research, and IT equipment, modern classrooms, etc. And there are already, what is also important to say, like in other faculties that are present today, there are already foreign students in this faculty. The scheme of the study programs is quite similar. So the students can enroll into the Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering, They can also enroll master studies or PhD studies. We do not judge if there is a pause, because normally we expect the students, when they finish bachelor studies, that they might work sometime. They do not need to enroll immediately the next level of studies. So this is also the possibility. When it comes to the prices of the bachelor studies are 3,000 euros per year. As you can see, the master and PhD studies require more resources, but the offer of the modules that are offered at the master level is quite big. Some of these modules maybe are not offered to the foreign students in other countries, but you can see here that even weapon systems, naval architecture, biomedical engineering, aerospace engineering, so everything is also offered to the foreign students. And what is also important to say, the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering of the University of Belgrade also has the international accreditation of ASIN, of the German Agency for Quality Assurance, and also a recognition of the quality of its study program, one of its study programs by also the UK agency that guarantees the quality. So it is important to say that when it comes to the PhD studies, there are also many possibilities. I will not go into many details because the agents usually tell me that they do not have so many candidates for PhD studies, but we can of course organize additional webinars to go into all the details. Here is some data provided by the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering regarding the number of the international students. So you can see that currently at the faculty, there are many international students. So the foreign students that might come through you are not going to be the only ones, so they will be welcomed by the other foreign students. When it comes to the Faculty of Economics and Business of the University of Belgrade, we are really happy that we can present their study programs as well. It is also a very old higher education institution and a very distinguished one. That has, as you can see, 6 departments dealing with all types of economy, theory, economy, policy, accounting, audit, business economics, and management. And it's also a big faculty that has more than 100 faculty members. And also a little bit less than 8,000 students. The scheme of the studies is that the bachelor usually lasts 3 or 4 years, then master of 1 or 2 years, and then the PhD studies like in any other place. What is also very important to say, and that here there is a possibility to have a bachelor degree of the University of London as well, a dual degree. So the student can enroll a study program in English and only get the Serbian degree, the degree of the Faculty of Economics in Business. But if this student decides to invest a little bit more in his or her education, they can also get the dual bachelor degree of the University of London School of Economics, which is a very good possibility. And I dare say that the conditions are very affordable ones. When it comes to the master programs, there are 4 master programs taught in English. And also PhD programs and summer schools are also organized by this faculty. You can see that the master in taxation or in master in quantitative finance, so master in applied economics, in business informatics. So these are also very important possibilities for the foreign students. When it comes to the prices, as I mentioned, for these 2 study programs, economics and finance, business and management, only the Serbian degree costs 1,500 euros per year of the bachelor studies. While if the student wants also to have the LSE, London School of Economics degree, then they will have to pay the additional 4,000 euros per year. But under these conditions, they cannot definitely study in UK. So this is something that we can offer that maybe not some other countries can offer. You can see that the price of the master is higher, but also the fact that some of these study programs are joint study programs is a very important fact to consider while deciding where to study. Business informatics, we receive many inquiries regarding informatics. So informatics is possible at the master level at this faculty. All universities in Serbia participate in the Erasmus Plus program fully. So if they are enrolled in Serbia and they would like to spend part of their study program abroad, they can do that within the Erasmus Plus program that is going to pay the scholarship, Tempus program as well. And the Faculty of Economics and Business also participates in some other networks, as you can see. So this is also an important factor for the foreign students. Together with us is the first and maybe the most distinguished private university, University of Singidunum. They are located in Belgrade, and they also offer the study programs in English. As you can see, they have more than 10,000 students. They already have numerous foreign students, and they are ready to support the student throughout the process, from applying, doing the entry exam or the interview in this case, and dealing with all other practical steps that I didn't go into today, like recognition of a previous secondary degree. So the faculty is ready to support the students through this process. What is available for foreign students, as you can see on the bachelor level, these are the study programs like business economics, tourism, hospitality and food economics, information technologies, software and data engineering, environment and sustainable development, and the English language. At master level, there are some other programs, but we can go through the table and see that the price of the 1 year of the bachelor study program is 3,000 euro. So the tuition fee is 3,000 euro per year for all of them, even for software and data engineering. And then at the master level, the price is slightly higher per year, but it is also important to consider this possibility as well if the foreign students would like to continue maybe after bachelor studies. The PhD studies are also available if there is the interest for this in intelligent software engineering, maybe tourism management, advanced security systems. Security is also one of the topics that is a new and trending topic when it comes to international students. So it is also possible to study this PhD program at the University of Singidunum. When it comes to the admission process, after meeting the candidate online and going through the documents, the university organizes the entrance interview, and then there are some steps like in any other university regarding documents recognition. So normally the students have to pass the entrance exam and to submit the documents for the recognition of the secondary school degree if they're going to apply for a bachelor studies. And then there are some steps to follow, but it is important that they just submit the documents before they are enrolled. And then the recognition will happen when they, in the period when they are in, when they applied for a visa, or when they have some other things that they have to settle. It is important just to start all the processes on time. Extracurricular activities exist in all Serbian universities. All of them have student parliaments. In many of them, there are teams dealing with sport. And of course, the mobility programs, the same ones like Erasmus Plus are offered also and exist in the University of Singidunum. A part of these faculties and study programs, there are some other study programs that are taught in cooperation with other universities. And as you can see, the joint study programs are taught in cooperation with Middlesex University, University of Rome, University of Lyon, University of Graz, and others. You can find the information in the flyer where the link is below. And of course, when we issue the catalog in February, you can also read about them in the catalog. I will just say, because we thought, according to your interest, to concentrate on medical studies, engineering, and economics and business. But also, we are proud to say that the University of Arts in Belgrade is a UNESCO chair in cultural and policy management. And they are teaching a study program, a master study program in cultural policy and management that is taught in English and French, which is particularly interesting, I think, for some countries where English might be an obstacle. So it is also important to have this in mind. As a study in Serbia and Foundation Tempus, we are at the disposal of the potential foreign students or foreign students when they come to study. If the students have any kind of a problem or a practical issue where they need our assistance with, our information center is located in the central parts of Belgrade. In the center of Belgrade, you can contact us, but also the students can come anytime between 10 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon and ask anything they need help with. Also, we promote the Study in Serbia initiative through social networks. So this is also one other possibility to find out more. And of course, we are at your disposal for all the practical questions you have. One of the questions was that do we accept the 5th level of studies? The 5th level is not exactly higher education. This is important to say. The qualification at the 5th level has been provided in the past by some secondary schools, but also by some higher schools, how they were called, now colleges for applied sciences. So we would have to see what is the particular degree a candidate has and to see whether this person can actually enroll higher education easily or there are some other procedures. Because I honestly do not know the higher education system or the secondary education system in all the countries. There was the question, whether do we accept the long study gap? I suppose this could be a gap between bachelor and master studies, but also if someone had a pause between the 2 years, I do not know exactly what is the question, but nobody judges anyone if they didn't have time in life to study or to do anything, as long as they enroll on time and pass their exams on time. The presentation will be available after the webinar. And here is one question that my colleagues from the universities can help me to answer. Do the universities require a proficiency test, IELTS test, for admission of international students? So do you require some certificate of English?
Yes, I don't know if you can hear me. I suppose you do. This is Biljana Vuljugic speaking from Faculty of Medicine, University of Belgrade. Yes, we need a certificate of knowledge of English language if the student, the applicant is not from the countries where English is the native language. So it can be IELTS or it can be some other certificate that is in accordance with the B2 European system. So we require B2 or IELTS certificates for students who want to join our studies of medicine.
Well, as for the Faculty of Medicine in Novi Sad, relevant certificates are welcome, of course, and the candidates who are native speakers or have completed their secondary education in English language do not have to present such a certificate. And also, the candidates who do not have a certificate are offered the possibility to do the language skill check with our professors of English language at the Faculty of Medicine, and this is the part of the entrance exam. So the certificate is not obligatory, but it's very, very welcome.
I do not know if someone else of my colleagues from Singidunum or the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering can add for their institutions and for the Faculty of Economics and Business. If not, we can continue.
Hello, my name is Maja Todorovic. Can I say a couple?
Please, Professor Todorovic.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, I'm coming from the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, University Belgrade, and I would
I'm sorry, Professor Todorovic.
I'd like to say at the beginning that I'm very and I stay open through my email address regarding the language. Yes.
Yes.
Regarding language certificate, we do not mandatory ask for it, but as students are applying for the study program in English, I think they're aware that the studies they should follow and learn are in English, so the knowledge of the language is mandatory actually. So we do not ask for certificates, but of course we understand that students, potential students, are fluid in English. So I would like to say one more thing when we are discussing studies in Serbia. We also have students at our faculty through the program World in Serbia, which is actually the program that is covered through our Ministry of Education, and foreign students can come to Serbia a year before enrolling the university programs, learn Serbian, and then continue their studies in Serbian language, which is interesting also for many foreign students. So every year we enroll some more students through this program, World in Serbia. So there are many different possibilities, so we can discuss it later or some other day, or we can exchange our contacts. You can call me, we can arrange a special meeting regarding the mechanical engineering faculties. So I'm open for all your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Todorovic. I think that it is more clear now. We also have a question regarding how much study gap is acceptable, I think, by several attendees. Maybe some of the agents can explain what they mean by study gap. If not, we can return later to that. When it comes to the question of Mr. Hossain, is there any university offering to pay tuition fees after approval of visa? I dare say that it is very risky to do this, because for our Ministry of Interior Affairs and Foreign Affairs, in order to issue a visa to a student, they need to know that this student actually wants to study and is ready to fulfill all his or her obligations. So normally, in the first year of studies, the payment of the tuition fee has to happen before the submission of a visa request. And of course, in case the visa request is denied, the tuition fee will be returned. Medical admission, do students need a NEET score? I will ask Dubravka Klajić and also Biljana Bojugić if they can answer to that one.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Medical admission, do students need NEET score? I do not know actually what is a NEET score, but
I don't know.
We don't have any specific requirements, because the student have to pass our entrance exam anyway. So we don't require specifically any kind of score. In Novi Sad, we don't have.
Yes, I can agree that also in Belgrade here we are having entrance exam, and therefore in order to come to the entrance exam, the student must have finished secondary education, and we need the documents which prove that, and after that the student is eligible for the entrance exam. So I must answer, my answer would be also no.
Thank you very much for your help and for providing the answer. And now there is a question, are students able to transfer to UK, Canada, or US? I do not know what happens in the practice. They can, of course, transfer, but I do not know how many of them actually decide to transfer. Maybe the colleagues have more experience with working directly with students. One of the questions was that do we accept the 5th level of studies? The 5th level is not exactly higher education. This is important to say. The qualification at the 5th level has been provided in the past by some secondary schools, but also by some higher schools, how they were called, now colleges for applied sciences. So we would have to see what is the particular degree a candidate has and to see whether this person can actually enroll higher education easily or there are some other procedures. Because I honestly do not know the higher education system or the secondary education system in all the countries. There was the question, whether do we accept a long study gap? I suppose this could be a gap between bachelor and master studies, but also if someone had a pause between the 2 years, I do not know exactly what is the question, but nobody judges anyone if they didn't have time in life to study or to do anything, as long as they enroll on time and pass their exams on time. The presentation will be available after the webinar. And here is one question that my colleagues from the universities can help me to answer. Do the universities require a proficiency test, IELTS test, for admission of international students? So do you require some certificate of English?
Yes, I don't know if you can hear me. I suppose you do. This is Biljana Vuljugic speaking from Faculty of Medicine, University of Belgrade. Yes, we need a certificate of knowledge of English language if the student, the applicant is not from the countries where English is the native language. So it can be IELTS or it can be some other certificate that is in accordance with the B2 European system. So we require B2 or IELTS certificates for students who want to join our studies of medicine.
Well, as for the Faculty of Medicine in Novi Sad, relevant certificates are welcome, of course, and the candidates who are native speakers or have completed their secondary education in English language do not have to present such a certificate. And also, the candidates who do not have a certificate are offered the possibility to do the language skill check with our professors of English language at the Faculty of Medicine, and this is the part of the entrance exam. So the certificate is not obligatory, but it's very, very welcome.
I do not know if someone else of my colleagues from Singidunum or the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering can add for their institutions and for the Faculty of Economics and Business. When it comes to the entrance exam, maybe we can speak a little bit, maybe I can ask colleagues from the faculties and from the Singidunum University to answer what is the entrance exam for their studies. Because there is a question whether it is MCQ based or subjective, so it would be good to clarify. And whether the entrance exam can be taken online as well.
Or maybe we can answer this question from the Faculty of Medicine in Novi Sad. We have online entrance exam, and this is in biology and chemistry, and it's an MCQ test.
Yeah, so I can also add for the University of Belgrade Faculty of Medicine that we are also having the entrance exam, which is based on a test which consists of questions in the fields of biology and chemistry, and we are also having interview with the applicant, which also brings a certain number of points at the overall result.
From Kapil that regarding medical students, how much % in class 12 is required?
We don't pose any conditions regarding the percentage in class 12. No. But the results from high school, from secondary education, are summarized with the results of the entrance exam, of the test, of course, and then the candidates are ranked based upon their total score. So secondary education plus result on the test. I think the same is in Belgrade.
It's the same. The same is everywhere, yes.
Everywhere here, yes.
Yeah. And there is also the possibility to organize the entry exams in English, online in English. But of course, it depends on the number of candidates. Normally, as the colleagues mentioned, it is done in end of June, beginning of July. But in some cases, it can be done even sooner. So as soon as we know. And of course, the entrance exam, at least an interview or something, is necessary according to our law on higher education. So every domestic and international student has to pass the entrance exam. When it comes to the commission, this is something that is agreed between the agents and the university. What we usually advise is that the agents, when they conclude a contract with a potential student, also charge their commission to the student. But of course, if this is not possible, it is important to discuss this issue with the higher education institution. It depends on each higher education institution. Of course, everyone is aware that the agents are going to receive a commission, so this is not an obstacle.